How does Western art shape our understanding of frontier life? For many, it stirs images of adventure, solitude, and grit. The same was true for the Phillips family, owners of the Phil Tower in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where Robert Lindneux's painting originally hung before making its way to their New Mexico vacation home, the Villa Philmonte. For the family, Lindneux's art was more than decoration, it was a vivid expression of the American West they cherished. From the lone cowboy rolling a cigarette atop his horse to vast untamed landscapes, his work brought a sense of spirit and story to every room. We explore how Lindneux's art captured the essence of the West and reflected the enduring values celebrated at Philmont Scout Ranch in this edition of Artifact of the Week. In the early 1920s, Robert Lindneux traveled across the frontier, sketchbook in hand, observing the daily lives of cowboys and Native Americans. In 1921, he created a series of works, including the painting now hanging in the Villa Philmonte, which once hung in Wade Phillips's top-floor Phil Tower office in Tulsa, Oklahoma, entitled Rolling Uphill, copyright 1923. It depicts a cowboy pausing on his horse to roll a cigarette while the horse grazes on the sparse grasses of eastern Wyoming. A quiet, intimate moment that reflects both the isolation and resilience of life on the range. Robert Lindneux was born in New York City in 1871 and trained in Paris, where European techniques and artists such as Rosa Bonheur influenced him, yet his true inspiration came from the American West. In 1922, he founded the Lindneux Art Publishing Company in Denver, Colorado, producing hand-colored reproductions of his Western-themed paintings. These prints, often signed by Lindneux himself, allowed a wider public to experience his vision of frontier life while also protecting his copyrights, a relatively rare and forward-thinking approach for artists of this era. This publishing endeavor reflected Lindneux's dual commitment to artistic expression and accessibility, helping his work reach beyond private collections into the homes of many admirers. His most famous painting, The Trail of Tears, in 1942, was painted at the request of Frank Phillips, the oil magnate, who co-founded Phillips Petroleum Company, the parent company of Phillips 66. This work is housed at Woolaroc Museum in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, originally established in 1925 as a private retreat and ranch. Woolaroc's name derived from woods, lakes, and rocks. It served as a place where Frank Phillips could showcase wildlife, Western art, and Native American artifacts. Today, Woolaroc functions as a museum and wildlife preserve open to the public, with extensive collections of Western art, firearms, Native American objects, and preserved landscapes. Frank Phillips' patronage, alongside the contributions of his brother Wade Phillips, links Woolaroc and Villa Philmonte, highlighting the brothers' shared commitment to preserving Western history and culture through art. When you imagine Villa Philmonte, picture not only Wade Phillips and his guests, but also Lindneux's cowboy, each contributing to a narrative of independence, careful observation, and resilience. These paintings remind us that behind the polished walls of the villa, the wild spirit of the West was alive, and even in the early 20th century, the Phillips family celebrated it. Wade and his wife Genevieve Phillips carried this vision even further, becoming the benefactors of Philmont Scout Ranch. Their gift to the villa, surrounding lands, and resources to scouting ensured that the values embodied in art, history, and frontier life would inspire generations of young people. So how do we connect Lindneux's Western art and Philmont Scout Ranch? It's simple. The ranch's programs teach leadership, self-reliance, and respect for the land, qualities reflected in the daily lives Lindneux captured on canvas. Just as his cowboy demonstrates patience and resourcefulness in an ordinary moment, scouts at Philmont learned that resilience is practiced not only on a rugged mountain trail, but also in small everyday decisions, pitching a tent in the rain, cooking for their crew, or helping a fellow scout through a difficult climb. The Phillips brothers' dedication to art and history emphasized preservation, storytelling, and education, recognizing that art captures the essence of the people and the land that shaped them. This principle guided their patronage of Lindneux and reflected values later reinforced in scouting programs, whether through Lindneux's cowboy paintings, The Trail of Tears, or Rolling a Pill at Villa Philmonte. Participants were called to demonstrate attentiveness, appreciation, and curiosity, the very qualities Lindneux subjects exemplified and scouting seeks to instill. Villa Philmonte is home to Robert Lindneux's 1921 oil-on-canvas painting, Rolling a Pill. The cowboy's quiet pause in the desert captures the solitude, fortitude, and rugged individualism of frontier life, while the Phillips family stewardship of the villa reflects their commitment to preserving Western heritage. Today, visitors notice the Mediterranean-style architecture, the grand stained glass window, and the quiet study, but look a little closer and the art begins to speak. Rolling a Pill is more than a painting. It's a window into the frontier spirit, inviting us to pause, take in the landscape, and appreciate the steady moments of perseverance and attentiveness that echo the values of Philmont and scouting, expressed not only through grand adventures, but also in everyday engagement with history, art, and the land. That's all the time we have for this week. Join us next time as we continue to learn more about the history of Scouting America through the collection of the National Scouting Museum and Artifact of the Week.